Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Extinguisher 10, and today we're going to do something a little different. At the beginning of the 2023 MLB season, I want to say like on day one, maybe day two, maybe this season already started. Anyway, I went and wrote down my predictions in a Google document, and I'm going to be reacting to what I wrote down. I wish I would have done a video on it. I planned on it, was just too busy. So instead of reacting to a video, we'll just be reacting to some text. Let's check it out. We're going to start with the AL West. Here's the current standings. As you can see, we got the Astros, got the tiebreaker over the Rangers. Both had 90 wins. Mariners, 88 wins. Angels, 73. Athletics, 50. And of course, first, second, third, fourth. Okay, Astros, I got the position correct. 99 wins versus 90. Okay, I overshot. They did have a few more injuries than expected. I would say not too bad considering the injury issues that they had this year. So 99, I overshot. Mariners at 98, and I do remember that we saw, yes indeed, 88 victories. I was off by 10. I put them in second place as opposed to third. Yeah, that offense was so disappointing. You had Ty France having career worst year. You had Eugenio Suarez having the worst year since like 2016. Colton Wong pretended like Colton Wong couldn't hit a single MLB pitch. He was so bad. He was arguably the worst hitter in all of baseball this year after he was never a stud at the plate, but he was something. He was above average hitting second baseman the last few years, and he just fell off a cliff. Teoscar Hernandez went from a borderline all-star to just a league average bat. That offense just really totally fell apart. AJ Pollock, he was only supposed to be a platoon bat. In his entire career has raked against lefties, and that's what he was brought in for. Rake against lefties, get the occasional at bat versus righties. And yeah, he also couldn't hit major league pitching at all. So I would say that if they would have hit just their career averages, just those guys, 98 wins would have absolutely been attainable. But you know what? I was wrong. I was dead wrong. Angels 84 wins. Oh, that was what did they have? 78? 73. Oh my god. I was even farther off with the Angels. My goodness, of course, they had their injury issues, and Anthony Rendon, while also proving that he's a pile of dookie, he also proved that he apparently can't hit in the big leagues anymore, at least in the previous years when he didn't when he didn't play. He at least hit really well with the little bit that he did play. So this year, that was wow. And Tyler Anderson, while some people were expecting him to come in and be like a solid number 2 and everything, no way. I didn't think that, but I also thought he'd do better than he did. So yeah, I was definitely wrong there. And of course, Trout was injured again. Several other guys. Yeah, not a good time to be an Angels fan. No. And some people were saying they were going to win the division. Come on, man. Come on. Rangers, 80 wins. Had them at 80. They won 90. Had them in fourth place. They got second place. Yeah, I was figuring that best case scenario for them, they might be able to sneak into the last wild card spot. Clearly, they did better than that, and I predicted them to do worse than that. I didn't think their young guys would do as well as they did. Not this early. I figured we'd see something closer to this maybe next year, and I also expected a few more injuries out of their starters, despite the fact that Jacob deGrom was out for most of the year. They signed, what was it? Andrew Heaney, injury history. Nathan Eovaldi, injury history. So I figured they would have some guys missing more time than that. And well, I was wrong. I was wrong. So yeah, that's interesting. And the A's, yikes, 68, and they got 50. I blew that. You're welcome, A's fans. We got you kind of close, or I was quite generous with my rankings. Yeah, overall, I'd say I didn't do very well in the AL West. I did not. Although I got the Astros right in first place, I was only off by one spot with the Mariners, and you can't even count putting the A's in last place as a victory. That's everybody everybody had the A's in last place, so that doesn't even count. So I'd say got one right, close on another, not close on the other two. Yeah, what did you guys have for the AL West? I'd like to know. So let's go to the AL Central. And I had Cleveland winning 86 and winning the division. The Twins getting 84, getting second. Oh, the White Sox with 81. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Royals was 62, Tigers was 60. How did that compare? So the Twins had 87, won the division. I was off by 3 wins. I don't think I was too bad on the Twins, considering they play 162 games and I was off by 3 wins. I would say that should be within the margin of error. The Tigers was 78 wins in second place, and I had them in last place with 60. Okay, I was pretty far off on the Tigers. 18 games. My goodness. The Guardians 76 wins. I had them at 86. Off by 10. Not as bad as I thought. Not as bad as I thought. Once I saw them up there winning the division, yow. But 10 wins off, considering how bad they did. I would imagine most people probably had them in around 500, although they were kind of ish around 500, just on the opposite side of what I had them at. So, okay, interesting. So, who's next? The White Sox, 61 wins, and I had it at 81. Oh, that's 80 off. That is the worst. That is horrible. What was I thinking? Wow. I overshot by 80 freaking wins. That is insane. Wow. Okay, that's embarrassing. And the Royals, 56 wins. I had them at 62. I wouldn't call that within the margin of error, but not too far off. Not horrible. And I had them in second to last place versus last, so that's not so bad. So I got none of these right. I will say none of them right. I was pretty close with the Twins, and I was pretty close with the Royals, but I completely whiffed with the White Sox. I completely whiffed with the Tigers. And while I would call Cleveland a miss, I didn't miss too bad. So yeah, that's pretty ugly. But let's go to the AL East, see how I did. And oh my goodness. Here, let's start on the other side. Let's start with, based off of real life, the Orioles, 101 victories in first place. I had them at 83 and fourth. I'd like to know how many of you who had them winning 100 games and winning the division. I bet you anyone who says that they had that lives in Baltimore. Yeah, I dare any of you to tell me that you had the Orioles winning the division, because I guarantee you none of you in your right mind had them winning the division. Going to the playoffs, I believe some people saying the playoffs. And as you can see, I had them as a borderline playoff team. Looks like I probably had them. We'll see the playoffs later, but looks like I had them just missing out by not much. I was right in that they were going to be better than last year, because I think they had like 78 wins. But yeah, I was way off by how much better? Way off! 18. Oh, I undershot by 18. And then the Rays won 99 games, and I had them at 85. I'm so far off today on so many of these. Yeah, 85. I'm not sure if that puts them in or not. They're probably either the last team in or the best team to not make it, best team that's out. Yeah, I was off. I've got no excuses on them. My goodness. And they won 99, losing Wander Franco partway through the year, which also, yikes. Wow. Anyway, the Blue Jays won 89 games. I feel like I'm going to be closer on this one. 89, I had them at 93. That's kind of a horseshoes and hand grenades kind of thing. I was in the ballpark, off by 4. I'm not going to call that. I'll say 3 is within margin of error. I would call that a near miss. Didn't quite get it, but not bad. Not bad. I'm definitely not ashamed of my guess on that one. The Yankees, 82 wins. I know I screwed that up. 91. Yeah, off by 8. Off by 8. Off by 9. And how many of you had the Yankees with 82 wins? Probably not too many either. I have a feeling that I was actually probably low compared to other people's predictions. I heard all over the internet, as I just banged my mic here, I heard people all over the internet saying, oh yeah, the Yankees have the best rotation in baseball. Burr, 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 burr. Did they? Did they? Yeah, they can hit all these home runs. Yeah, Aaron Judge can. Yeah. And Garrett Cole was fantastic this year. He's probably going to win the Cy Young, but outside of that, and you can't count on Carlos Rendon to stay healthy. He's great when he is, but he's got a history of injuries, and that's kind of what I was predicting with the Rangers that didn't happen as much as that kind of effect. But yeah, I definitely missed on that. Who's next? We got in last place, 78 wins by the Red Sox. That's a hit right there. That's not a perfect. To quote MLB The Show, I was off by 2 games, but I had them in last place, and still 2 games. That's within margin of error. I just about nailed that. Just about right. So how am I comparing so far to you guys, to what you had at the beginning of the year? And don't give me that crap where you're like, oh yeah, I knew the Orioles were gonna win over 100 games. Oh yeah, I knew the Rangers were gonna win the World Series. Don't give me that. I know some of you will, but, you know, calling you out right now, that's not what you had. And if you did, you're either either you're lying now, or if you actually did, you probably lived in those cities, or at least are fans of those teams. So let's go back over here to the NL, starting with the West once again. Dodgers won 100 games, winning the division. I did not have the Dodgers winning the division. I had the Padres winning the division with 96 games. Dodgers with 95 though, and that was 100 even. I was off by 5. I'll call that a near miss. Second place, I should have known better, but yeah, I would say not a great prediction, but it could have been worse. I could have been farther off. Next up, the Diamondbacks with 84 wins, and I had the Diamondbacks 85 wins. Now they were in second place in real life, third place here. I obviously expected the Padres to do better, but I was off by 1 game. As far as the Diamondbacks, let's forget about the Padres for a second. We're gonna rip into that later. I was damn close with the Diamondbacks. Also, they made it to the World Series with only 84 wins. Wow, that's a hell of a run. That's pretty good. I know there's a few teams that didn't make the playoffs that did have 84 wins. So yeah, good for them. Good for them. They came up clutch. So next up is the Padres. 82 wins, third place, 96. As far as win differential, not my worst pick, but I think that's my third worst pick. Wow. And they've had issues. They've had issues in the past. And I thought this was going to be the year that they were going to break through that ceiling. Like, I saw that talent and they've came up short. They've been charging it for you NFL fans. You'll know what I'm talking about, for the last couple years. And I thought this is going to be the year that they're going to break through. It's going to be like Peyton Manning. Before he went into any of the Super Bowls, he kept leading a juggernaut team, mostly offense, to the playoffs, and he would come up short. And then finally he got that Super Bowl victory. I thought this was going to be the year that they were going to bust out and do it. I don't know if I had them winning or not, but obviously I thought they were going to do some damage. I was wrong. I was so wrong. What do you guys think? Did you believe that they'd finally break through, especially with all that extra talent? I mean, they signed Xander Bogaerts in addition to everything else that they did. Or did you believe in them charging again and just coming up short like they've been doing? I believe either way. So next, we have the Giants, 79 wins. I had them at 82. Right there. Within the margin of error. Off by 3. That's the max that I'm giving myself. So I hit that. There we go. I had them in 4th, and they were also in 4th. So I pretty much nailed the Giants. Pretty much. Yeah, those guys got really old really quick. And I don't expect them to be getting better anytime soon, unless, well, they do have some young studs that will help. Marco Luciano, Matos. I'm forgetting a couple others. They've got some good young pieces to build around, but they've also got some just old trash on that team. But if they develop the players they have really well, make some good trades, make some good signings, they could get back into contention. But first you got to get Shohei. Second, you've got to do all that stuff, and it's still going to take a little bit. Which is also why I don't think they're getting Shohei. Next up, that's right, the Rockies, 59 wins is what they got. I predicted 66. I was a little off. I had them in the last place, but come on, who wouldn't have them in last place? Yeah, I think that's just, I don't know if people had anybody else in the last place. I don't remember that much because, you know, it's the Rockies. No offense, Rockies fans. Actually, my grandfather-in-law gave me this. He's born and raised in the Denver area. So, yeah. Here, we'll put this on. He's not with us anymore, but you know what? I still have the hat. Keep it around for him. I'll wear this for the rest of the video. Just for him. So, yeah. No hate to the Rockies fans. I just, your front office is ridiculous. You might have the worst run organization in baseball, but that doesn't mean that I dislike you or the players. No, not at all. Actually, I like a lot of the players. So hopefully they clean house in there. But anyway, I'm ranting. Let's move on to the NL Central. Well, actually, let's back up. I forgot to grade myself on this. The NL West. So whiffed big time, big miss, small miss, nailed the Giants, nailed the Diamondbacks, small miss on the Dodgers. Okay, I didn't do too bad in the NL West. Basically, I either got it right or got it close with everybody except for the Padres, who I missed big time. Other than the Padres, pretty freaking close. All right, now the NL Central. Let's actually bump over to here. So we're starting with the 92-win Brewers, at least in real life. And the Brewers, I had winning 83 and getting second place. Now, I feel like a lot of people were doubting the Brewers and actually were giving them losing records. So I feel like I was better than a lot, but I was still wrong. I was still, 92. I was off by 9. I still 9 wins off. Yeah, I could have done better. Definitely could have done better, and I can already see that I could have done better in this division. The Cubs at 83 wins. They got second place right here. I had them in third with 81. That's it within the margin of error, just 2 off. We'll call that a victory right there. I think the Cubs basically did what we expected. I think I had pretty much what other people had too with Cubs, generally ballpark speaking. Reds, 82 victories. I know I didn't give them 82. 61. Woo! All right, so we're a little bit off there. 61 versus, how many did they get again? 82. We have a new largest margin of missage right here. 21 games. Wow. All I can say is those youngsters developed faster than I expected. Holy freaking crap. But isn't that the way that it tends to go? Is you have an expectation for a young team. You're like, oh yeah, 2024, they're gonna bust out. Yeah, no, 2022 they do. So yeah, the Reds, big miss. Pirates, 76 victories. I had them at 65. That's not great either. I was off by 11 with them. I am just butchering this division so far. Wow, I got the Cubs so far, and oh, that might be it, because we still have the Cardinals. We haven't touched on the Cardinals. They were in last place, and I had them in first. We can see it right there. They got 71 victories. I picked them for 90. I know a lot of you had the Cardinals being in the top 2. I know you did. But that doesn't mean that you weren't wrong. That doesn't mean that I wasn't wrong. Holy crap. Not as bad as the Reds. Not as bad, but wow. Oh, that is shameful. And their pitching just fell apart. That's basically the beginning and the end of it. Yeah. So this division was a crap fest. I got the Cubs almost perfect. So close. And then everything else was so bad. So bad. I mean, the next closest is the Brewers with a 9-game difference? Yeah, a 9-game difference. Oh my God. Okay, so the NL East, the last division before we move on to the playoffs and see how I did there. Braves, 104 victories. I do remember that I believed in the Braves leading into the playoffs. Let's see how much I believed in them. 104 in first place. I had them at 97 in first place. I was off. I was off. I don't think, did I give any teams 100 wins? 99. 86, 93, 96, 90, 97. So I gave the Braves the third best record in baseball. Okay, that's not exactly right, but yeah, no, they got the best record in baseball. So I got the first place part right. I got the fact that they were going to be good, very good. The best in the... Wait, did I have them with the best record in the National League? Did have them with the best record in the National League. So I got that part right. I didn't give them enough wins. I just simply didn't. But I know I didn't expect that offense to just blow up like it did. Like, I thought it was going to be a good offense, but wow. Wow, was that good. Holy cow. Especially with the questions at shortstop. It's like, oh, are we going to go with this journeyman to play shortstop? Are we going to go with our young stud rookie? Oh, the rookie didn't make it. We're gonna start with the journeyman. Oh, yeah, guess what? He had a breakout year. Yeah. Okay, so next up, next up, Phillies with 90 victories. And, ooh, so close to perfect. I had them at 89. Woo! Yeah. Okay, I did good. I didn't get the place right. Had them in third as opposed to second. And I mean, we can see why. I think the Phillies did kind of what we expected. Certainly what I expected, at least. Next up, the Marlins. Oh, God. Where did I have the Marlins? 82 victories versus 84. Okay, within the margin of error. We got ourselves another victory right there. Marlins, I didn't expect them to do quite as good as they did, obviously, but actually it feels like they did better than 84 wins. Probably because, wait, 84 wins? Didn't they make the playoffs? What the crap is that? The National League. Holy cow. That's some weak sauce right there. Really weak sauce. Is that right? Did they make the playoffs? 3 wild cards. 1. Yeah, and then 284. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. 284 win teams made the playoffs in the National League. Wow. Versus 84 wins. I'm going on a tangent here. We'll get back to it. 84 victories. How many teams didn't make the playoffs and had 84 victories in the American League? Not as many as I thought. Just the Mariners. Don't. Yeah, but they had 88 and didn't make it. Come on, that's some weak sauce, National League. 4 more wins. Yep. Anyway, I'm rambling here. Marlins. Yeah, that's right. 2 off. So close. Mets, 75 wins. I already know I was way off on this. 15 off. I had the Mets with 90 wins. Although, did any of us have them with 75 wins? Some of this I'll take it on the chin. Actually, I'll take all these on the chin. But some of these you go, hey, at least you guys were wrong too. Some of these I was just wrong, and you were probably right. But this one, we were all wrong. Yeah. Wow, that was impressive how bad they did. All right, and then the Nationals, 71 victories, and I had them at 53. They were there again. We were just talking about young teams producing sooner than you expected, and they absolutely did that to me. I was off by 18. Pretty bad. So, how'd I do with the East? Near miss, way off. Damn near perfect. Pretty damn close. And that's pretty far off. Okay, so 2 really good, 1 good, and 2 really bad. Okay, fair enough. How did you guys have the National League? So, now the playoffs. Let's go. Let's see. Can we get the postseason up here? Yeah, that's nice. Can we see? No. 2023. Oh, really? You're not going to give it to me? I really like the visual. Whatever. We know what happened, so we'll just check it out. So, wild card round. So, in the American League. Oh, and this also has the standings. We don't have victories right here. We'll have to. I had the Astros getting the 1 seed, Blue Jays 2, Cleveland with the 3 seed, which, that's kind of by default. Mariners with the 4, even though I had them with the second best record. Whoopsie. I was right about their pitching. I was damn right about their pitching. Yeah, just not their hitting. Yeah. Yankees 5 seed. And the Rays with the 6 seed. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously the Rays made the playoffs. Blue Jays made the playoff barely. Astros made it. Cleveland didn't. Yankees didn't. Mariners didn't. Okay, as far as go versus don't go, I was half right. So that's going to make the bracket pretty tight already. Pretty freaking tight. And then in the National League, we've got the Braves and the Padres with the 1 and 2 seed. I got the Braves right with the seeding. Padres, of course, they didn't make the playoffs. Cardinals with the 3 seed. Ooh, if they could have won the division, they would have been the 3 seed because that division was trash. Well, both central divisions were trash. Yeah. Anyway, Dodgers with the 4 seed. That's right. I think I had them with the second best record too. Not horrible. I think they had the second best record. So I think I got. Oh no, I had them with the 3rd best record. That's right. Just one behind the Padres. So, could have been worse. Mets at 5, and then Philly 6, which they ended up being the 4. So I got the wild card. I got just not which wild card. Okay, did I put the results to what I had over here? So, wait. So, 1 right, 1 wrong, 1 right, 1 wrong, 1 right, 1 wrong. Okay, I'm 50-50 so far which teams were making the playoffs. Okay, that doesn't feel like good odds. I feel like good would be 75% or higher. So, yeah, kind of a loss right there. And, okay, I did not move that over. So, we're just going to move on to the next round, see who I predicted to make it. And in the division round, looks like I had the Indians versus the Rays, and the Mariners versus the Yankees, and I had Indians and Mariners, 2 teams that didn't make the playoffs, winning the 2 wild card games. Right, which means that right now, if I'm going to get these, at least in the AL, the predictions right, I need the Astros to, well, we know that's not going to go too far. At least not in real life. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I can clearly see what I did here. Let's move back. So I had Cleveland over the Rays And clearly I was believing in Cleveland's pitching, and which is normally a sound philosophy, generally speaking. Well, yeah, obviously their pitching wasn't nearly as good as it had been in the past, but pitching and defense tends to win in the playoffs, unless you're the Phillies and the Rangers. They're starting to buck the trends, but historically, pitching and defense wins, and obviously that's what I had here with the Mariners, having the best pitching staff in baseball, and also the best rotation in baseball. Not the best bullpen, but that rotation holds them up. It is a good bullpen, and I thought that would pull them through. Obviously, they didn't even get to the playoffs. Who knows? They could have done some damage. They were only 2 wins behind the Rangers, who barely even made it in. They were the last team in. So yeah, you never know what can happen. Look at the Diamondbacks, 84 victory, went to the World Series. Never know. So yeah, so that's clearly what I had going on here. Now with the National League, Cardinals versus Phillies, Dodgers versus Mets, and I had Phillies beating the Cardinals. Okay, there we go. I'm still alive. And then I had the Mets over the Dodgers, team that wasn't even in the playoffs. Oh, that one hurts. Dodgers. So yeah, that's not gonna hurt our bracket too much, but still rather see the Dodgers go farther. So now we have at least in my thoughts, my fantasy scenario that I thought was gonna happen. Blue Jays hosting the Indians, and the Astros hosting the Mariners in the AL, and then in the NL, the Padres hosting the Phillies, and the Braves hosting the Mets. Wow, that's a lot of NL East teams. Yes, sir. Yes, I did. Okay, so let's go back to the AL. Let's see who I had advancing. Jays versus... Oh, that's interesting. I see that I did Cleveland, Blue Jays, Astros, Mariners, whatever. It looks like I had the Astros beating the Mariners, the Blue Jays defeating Cleveland. At least I chose the Astros because they went the farthest of any team that I had left, but also, yeah, looks like I had the Astros as still the best team in the American League at this point. And yeah, with as well as I had the Mariners doing, I do remember thinking that they were going to lose in, what was this, the division round? So 5 games, that they were going to take them the distance. But yeah, still went with the Astros, which I guess was a good choice in the end. And then, yeah, these two teams, at least I chose the team that made it to the playoffs. So now the National League, Padres, Phillies, Braves, Mets, and I had the Braves beating the Mets. Yes, the Padres defeating the Phillies. Oh my goodness. Well, I got one of those right, one of those very wrong. What was I thinking there? Well, I was thinking the Padres were just too damn good, and the Phillies were just an offense-only team. And other than their top 2 starters, Stud, Wheeler, Nola, that's what's helped them. Their offense and 2 beastly pitchers. They really need to re-sign Austin Nola this offseason. So yeah, once you get into those, if you have to throw somebody else in there, that's where they're going to have issues, plus their bullpen, plus their defense. My goodness. Clearly I'm wrong about that, though. They can seem to out-hit all those issues. Mets, yeah, Mets lull. Okay, so going to the World Series, who do we think we have? Astros versus Blue Jays, Padres versus Braves. I think I know who I picked. I think I know. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't have any World Series teams in here, but at least the Astros made it to this round. I got that right. I did not get the National League right. Nope. Okay, World Series, Astros versus Braves. That's what I was thinking I must have chose. And those were the 2 teams that I had with the best records in the regular season. And that's who I sent. And come on, who here, after the amazing season that the Braves had, who here didn't think the Braves weren't gonna at least go deeper than they did, if not go to the World Series? I'm sure there's some people who thought other teams would go, but yeah, Braves looked like a good pick. Yeah, I feel good about predicting that they'd have a really good season. I don't feel good about... Actually, I sent them farther than they did. That's interesting. I had them with a worse record, but sent them deeper in the playoffs. That's an interesting dynamic. And then the Astros had them with the best record, and they did not have the best record. In fact, they barely made the playoffs also, despite winning their division. That was craziness. But I had them going to the World Series. Now this, I don't remember who I had winning. Oh, that's right. I had it over on the corner. I can kind of see over here. Who did I have winning? I feel like I feel like it was going to be the Astros. Find out. I'm not certain about that. And no, I had the Braves. Okay. I had the Braves winning the World Series. Oof. And going into the playoffs, they looked so good that wouldn't have been surprising to anybody, but they choked. So I feel pretty good about my Braves arc. Not how it worked out, but that was not too shabby. So looking back, I had some big misses. I got some pretty damn close, and a lot where I missed by some. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Well, what did you guys have? Tell me about your brackets, if you can even remember your brackets, if you actually have them written down. I'd like to hear them. Yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you had. Anyway, this was kind of fun. This was, no, this wasn't kind of fun. This was absolutely fun. Yeah, this was great. If you want more baseball content, I actually have a relocation rebuild franchise series going on MLB The Show right now, and it has been a ton of fun. So if you want to join us for our live streams of that, just jump on down, hit that big silver subscribe button below, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future live streams, and I'll be doing more baseball content. So yeah, if you want some more of that, like and subscribe for that. Well, I guess you don't have to like, but if you did like it, I'd appreciate it. Yeah, anyway, this is Extinguisher 10 signing out. Have a great rest of your day.